What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Destiny.
I'm your host, Kaylee.
And you are tuned in with another episode of the Hey Sis podcast. I am so excited, and as you can see, we have some new faces on the screen today, along with our new look that we introduced in our last sneak peek mini episode. Just to kind of roll right into it, today is going to be also a fun episode. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, we're going to be discussing love languages. And if you don't know what the love languages are, we have physical touch, quality time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and acts of service. And we do have a special guest, Darius Love.
Drum roll. Also known on Instagram as Love's Language. But Darius, we don't want to take away your shine.
Please
Go ahead
don't.
and introduce yourself. And
I was waiting. It's cool. First of all, I appreciate y'all for having me on the podcast, on the episode. I'm very grateful. God be the glory. I'm Darius Love. I own a podcast, Love's Language. My last name is Love, obviously. I do photography. I do a little modeling here and there. I'm a mental health specialist, but my main job is I work at a penitentiary. So,
Nice.
I think this is a great topic because in relationships, friendships, business, you have to learn how other people speak their language.
absolutely.
So love and friendships and all of that stuff, it plays a role. So I think we're in for a good episode. Like I said, I'm glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? So
We are glad to have you. I have a fun fact and fun story I just want to state really quickly.
Oh,
I have to
Lord.
thank. I call Darius D Love. Y'all know him as Darius Love and Love's Language, but he's D Love to me, right? But
Big
I have
D-Love.
Yeah, Big D Love. I'll give him that
Thank
because
you, thank
I did well. I showed him a lot, and I let him know what to do and how to do it. And this has been like the greatest representation of the hard work that I put in over the years. It wasn't easy. However, I have to give Darius his kudos because Darius actually introduced me to the podcast culture. And I'm very thankful for that because whenever this was first just a thought in my head years ago, like, man, I really like how I see people moving in the podcast industry and in the podcast culture. How do I get involved? This young man was like, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you how it goes. And so I say that to say when you're speaking on loving people in the way that they need to be loved and the languages that they respond to, Darius was able, this is my nephew, okay? So it's no secret here, but he's also been a business partner, and he's also been someone that I've learned from. It hasn't always been because I'm older than him that I have had all of the answers. Darius is extremely innovative, creative, a hustler. Oh my God, are you about to cry?
I'm not gonna cry
Are you
on
about to
camera.
shed a
I'm
thug
not
tear?
gonna cry on
He's about to
camera.
shed a
I'm
thug
not-
tear, y'all.
I ain't gonna cry on camera. I'm gonna chill right now.
No, I just have to really say that. I have to get that on the table off the rip because really and truly, he is doing great things as a young Black man that's out here surviving this world, doing his thing. And he is a great person, truly. And he's been in my corner through a lot. Like I can remember years ago, I'm talking 10 years ago when he was truly a young man, really speaking life into me. And so I know that Kaylee
That's so
is
beautiful.
Right.
Oh my God,
Wow,
thank
I
you.
ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel good.
Well,
That's
I just,
beautiful though. I appreciate that. I really do. And not to cut you off, but I just gotta piggyback off of that. Like, we've spoke this into existence for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, I bought a bullshit camera when I first was starting off. We did a podcast in your living room.
Sure did.
I knew nothing about any of this. The audio was terrible, the visual was terrible, and I was rolling with it. I'm like, "This, we got this bitch. We in this
Yeah,
hoe."
yeah, he did.
But it was horrible, But we spoke it to existence. We manifested it. We was by each other's side through thick and fucking thin. Excuse my French. Y'all can edit this out. But we stayed persistent. We was like, I promise you, this is 2025. I would say in 2020, 2021, we was like, man, we're gonna do a podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this. We could be in front of camera. We would go through certain things on social media. Like, we could do this.
Yeah.
now we have a short film that we working on that we created part 1 on. We both have y'all phenomenal podcasts. I have my podcast. Y'all do things within y'all own life. You do things, and it's like, man, we've manifested it. So I truly appreciate you. I'm not gonna lie, because you've played a pivotal part. I'm not gonna tell a story about when we was at the office.
Oh my gosh.
I want to hear it.
No.
You want to hear it, Kelly?
Destiny.
You could probably watch
No. I'm gonna tell the story.
Okay. Darius, tell us. Yeah,
Kelly
tell us.
Tell her to be quiet. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead, Darius. Take it away.
She gonna that didn't happen.
No,
That did
go
happen.
ahead. I'm used to it now. Tell the story.
All right. So I was young, and I was working for the family business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously she was above me or
Right.
whatever. I hated that part, but anyway, she was above me, and I had a long night, a very long night. I'm not gonna lie, I was out at the club till about 4, 5 in the morning.
Oh, you were busy.
Yeah, I was moving. I was outside.
Okay.
So work started at 8 a.m.
Sharp.
sharp.
Yeah.
Like 8:01, you're late.
No. 7:55, you're late.
It was the family business. Like, come on, cut me some slack. You know what I'm saying? If I was working for anybody else, okay, I understand. But anywho, so I showed up at like 8:02. I'm scared. I'm pulling in, car on empty, on hubcap. I'm just wilding.
Yeah.
I come in the gate looking, I'm gonna be honest, I'm older, I'm able to admit this. I was looking horrible. I was a mess.
Okay.
Haircut, left side up. My clothes wasn't ironed, stains. I just got out of bed, was late, put my clothes on and flew down the freeway to work.
Right.
Destiny gave me this look, and I felt so shamed. I felt like she was not my auntie. She looked at me and was like, nephew, come over here for a second. I want to talk to you. I said, what's up, auntie? I already knew what it was. I said, what's up, auntie? What's going on? What the hell is wrong with you? You come in here looking half-ass. Your haircut is everywhere. Your clothes aren't on. You look a mess. Yeah. She was like, if you wasn't my nephew, I would damn near fire your ass. My dad would have been sent me home. Mm-hmm. Get it to fucking together. And
true story, though, because he would have. He did.
Right.
I learned.
And she said, you don't conduct yourself like this.
Right.
When you go places, you have your clothes looking a certain way. Absolutely. You have your hair in a certain way, and you sit up a certain way. Then on top of that, you're late. She was like, I felt like she wasn't my. I was like, oh. I ain't gonna lie, I talked to her for like a week.
Boss.
Right. I didn't talk to her for about a week. That's a short story. I just had to.
What is the age gap?
Was she like 50, 60 something?
Oh my gosh. We ain't gonna get into that. It's a few years. Anywho, he tells the story better every time, so thank you.
Yeah, it's a little animated every single time.
He tells it better every single time. But let me ask you this. What did you learn?
I learned that me and you are able to have uncomfortable conversations, which goes to love languages, which is what we're talking about, which is we're gonna get into that bit. I'll definitely learn I knew you loved me because if you love someone, you're able to tell them the truth.
Absolutely.
If I'm not able to tell you the truth, then we don't need to. You're not my kind, and I'm not yours. Because sometimes I'm gonna tell you the truth, a harsh truth.
Absolutely.
So that's number one. Number two is I never did that again. So, so I would just say that I never did that again.
Well,
so, I mean, it definitely helped.
Job well done, right?
Exactly.
Part of my character development. I never did that again. So, I mean, that's the main two things. I can go on and on, but that's the main two.
Good.
I never did that again.
That's hilarious. Sure. That's so funny. I had to know. That's so crazy. We were just talking about that earlier, and it's so funny because you were talking about how you conduct yourself. I come from a family too. Like my dad will point out if you're not ironed. Presenting yourself and conducting yourself a certain way is something that is to a high standard, and it's taken seriously. I can believe it when you say that Destiny was really truly holding you accountable, as her parents did, as mine have. Mm-hmm. It's not easy, but again, it's also a form of love. Like you said, it truly is. Like if you can sit down and have conversations with people and have a hard conversation, it's also letting that person know, like, hey, I care about you so much that I'm trying to give you the blueprint. Like this is what's going to help you, and so I think that's beautiful. I think that is essential for relationships and for family, and it's hard to have those conversations, especially within family.
I went in the office and shed a tear.
I know you did.
I was like, I hate to do him like that, but you know what I'm saying? He's gonna understand where I'm coming from. But he was butthurt, and I knew he was gonna be mad at me. But I also was like,
your intention was good, though.
My intention was very, very good, and in turn, I mean, like I say, it worked. So
Your attention was pure. I will say that.
Yeah.
I didn't agree. I was like, wow,
Of
you
course.
could have not have to talk to me like that. Like, it's still 8 a.m, mind you. It's probably 8:10 at this point because the conversation lasted no more than 7 minutes. Like,
Wow.
she got in, cursed me out, and went back to
look,
work.
time is money, okay? And money is time.
Right.
And we don't have it to waste. And that goes on both sides of the spectrum for me. I don't have money and I don't have time to waste. And I know that you were destined for greatness. So you have to start operating in that greatness immediately. All of us do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I love that we're like pulling this out of each other and just speaking of love languages, you feel it. You feel the love at the table. It's very monumental in the room and in the space right now. But I want to jump into it. Kaylee.
What's up?
Kaylee Raquel,
Oh,
my
Lord.
girl. What are your love languages? So you've already ran down what they are, right?
Right. I love physical touch, but I also love quality time. But as I've gotten older and, you know, I've been with Brandon for 11 years, I think now. It's been a long time. And I've learned what his love language is, which is acts of service. And my dad was also someone who also had that love language, acts of service and gifts. And Brandon, very much so the same. Even though that wasn't my love language, I appreciate that so much to now where I'm like, you know what? I think acts of service is a little bit more important to me now than maybe physical touch. I really do appreciate when Brandon takes time out of his day to make things like easier for me, whether that's like helping me with the kids or a chore or, you know, he's like saying like, hey, like, you know, I appreciate everything you're doing for this household. Like, let me help you out or let me take something off your plate. I appreciate that so much, even though that me and the way that I'm wired, physical touch is the way that I connect and that I really love. I've also learned to like appreciate other love languages as well. You know, when we were younger, I'm just like, you're just not like touchy-feely. Like, I want someone who's touchy-feely.
Embrace me, hold me.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But then as you get older and you mature and you're just like, wow, like today, right now, no, I wouldn't want a man whose love language first would be physical touch. So I try to reciprocate that same love language through like acts of service, making his day easier, or, you know, if he needs something off his plate, and just reciprocating that.
100%. I
sweet.
think as a man, to your point about understanding who your partner is, who you are, and I think understanding what you were accustomed to in your childhood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because for me personally, my grandmother and my mom always told me I was handsome. Like, not trying to toot my horn. I'm just being honest. Like, whether people think it or not, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta think about being accustomed to hearing that so many times. Like, you're great. Like, okay, that's how our family is.
Yeah, absolutely.
We build each other up if we like you. If we like each other. Like, some family members are like, all right, look, I'm glad to see you. But anywho, and some family members, I'm like, man, I really love what you're doing. You're so beautiful. You're so handsome for the men. It's not just women. You're so handsome, man. You're smart. You're great. You're courageous. You're this. And then my family's very huggy.
Yeah.
So automatically, I'm
that.
accustomed to what? Words of confirmation and physical touch.
Right.
So when I meet a partner, I'm looking at her like, why are you not telling me I'm handsome? why are you not hugging me and telling me I'm great at everything that I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta know who you're dealing with and friends and family, and then you won't set yourself up for so much failure because people get mad. Like you said, I just had to learn, like, that's his way of showing love. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that as well with my siblings, with my aunt, with my mom, with my, partner, girlfriend. I'm not going to say partner because people might take that as, I'm dealing with a man. But anywho, another world we live in. Yeah, my woman.
Gotta clarify.
That sounds crazy though, partner.
Yeah.
But, it's just the honest truth because I've dealt with people that their parents didn't hug them like that.
Right.
Their parents didn't tell them, oh, baby, you're so beautiful. You're a princess. You're a queen. You could do anything you want in your life. You're this, you're that. And I'm sitting here used to it.
Right.
So that's second nature. So they're like, why are you telling me? Why are you touching me so much? I've dealt with that. Like,
Yeah.
get off of me. I just want, like.
Or even, why are you so boastful and confident?
Yeah. So it's like, this is how I'm wired. That's my love language. I love that. So people show love in different ways. And you may have rich parents that when things didn't go right, they bought you this. That's acts of service. So you were accustomed to that. So I think it's just kind of like, you kind of got to know who you're dealing with and kind of do your research on what they're used to.
Right.
Because you're going to lead yourself for failure if you're dealing with someone that is physical touch 100% and you're not.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be everything else works, but it's like, wow, we don't have that connection. Yeah, y'all do. You just don't understand it. They like being touched, and at certain time, they don't like being touched.
Right.
At certain time, they don't want you all in their face like that. It doesn't mean they don't love you. Just get that person.
Which that's okay.
Yeah, it's more than fine.
Yeah, that's
It's more
okay
than
to
fine.
have, not boundaries, but hey, like, there are times where, I'm not going to just tell you you're beautiful every single day. Like Brandon, and also to your point, Brandon's family, they were not physical touch. He tells me that. And so does, his sister, not to, bring them into it, but they have disclosed that, when we grew up, it wasn't words of affirmation and it wasn't physical touch.
Yeah.
It was acts of service. And I can attest to that because I see Brandon's mom and I see Brandon's dad, and their way of showing love is through acts of service. I've seen that indefinitely. Like, Brandon's mom will, like, I know she loves me, but like sometimes it's just like,
A little pitter. We
Oh
call those
my
pitter patter
God,
hugs. Who does that?
Your mom. I literally got onto her, not like that, but I was just like, Grandma, look, I ain't gonna lie. Let me talk to you. When you
What do you
see
call
me, Grandma,
is she your grandma?
Yes.
her mom is my grandmother, yeah.
You're, oh my God.
My dad is her brother.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Oh my God! Wait, let's go through the family tree.
Right, let's break it down.
Dial it back.
First of all, I've never heard your mom be called grandma, so this is kind of like new for
Yeah,
me.
especially because I don't have kids.
I know.
And you haven't necessarily been around Rashawn's kids that
Right.
much. Girl, I told you, I was an aunt very young.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's four
she's
more
like-
like him.
She's like 4.5 years older than me.
Yes.
It's more like a
Nice.
sister-brother
Okay,
connection.
okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yes.
That makes it fun.
My mother is his grandmother.
Aw.
Yeah.
And
That's
she calls
sweet.
me talking noise all the time.
I
But I had to
bet.
tell her, I'm like, Grandma, I'm not used to just...
Yeah.
I said, girl, you better get in
Embrace
here.
me.
Yeah. You-
No, but she does do that, and it's so funny because when I used to tell her, "Mom, like you give me these little pitter patter hugs," like she literally pats you on the back. It's like four like quick pats back to back,
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, "Aye," and like
Yeah.
pushes you kind of away, and I
Yeah.
would tell her, she'd be like, "Girl, please, like I don't do that. What do you need? A hug?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yes,
hold
yes,
me,
yes.
squeeze me."
It's almost
like,
one of those where she don't even touch you. It's like a...
it's
Is
like
it
an
that
air hug.
generation? Is it our parents' generation? Is that generation? It's like, what do you need?
Yeah.
I'm not here to hold your hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
love
so.
you.
Kaylee.
But what?
You're about to take it to another.
You really are, because I have a
place.
whole nother thought.
Exactly,
I have another
girl,
thought.
because I will tell you this, and we can dive deeper into it,
Mhm.
but I gotta latch on to that
Okay.
thought. I had a conversation. Now, mind you, I've spoken very highly of my aunts, my mom's sisters,
Yeah.
Their tribe, how they unify with one another. We had taken a girls' trip to Vegas for the new year, and
Fun.
oh God, we had a really great time. We saw Janet Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a really great time. However, we had a conversation because I am very curious, especially now in my older age. I feel like I'm old. Y'all can't whoop me no more. I'm grown. So if I want to ask questions about what's going on, I
Yeah,
need
I need to
answers.
know.
Okay?
Right? Yeah.
So we were speaking on that, and it truly, what I believe, is a generation that somehow had to become desensitized
Mm.
to their feelings,
Mhm.
Yeah.
their opinions, their thoughts. They had to operate in here.
Mhm.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna keep it respectful because I don't want to get a whooping, okay? But I think that severely led to a lot of trauma and a lot of displacement of how I operate from an emotionally mature space.
Mhm.
And our generation, we feel like we're able to speak more freely.
Right.
And if we're feeling some way, we say how we're feeling. We're open with our emotions. I'm sure you probably even see that with your kids because of your parenting style. You've created a more free space that if you hurt one of your children's feelings, they say, Mom, that
Mom.
hurt my feelings.
Right.
Mom, I didn't like whenever you said that. Or
Yeah.
if you notice that they're being quiet, you're like, what's wrong?
Right.
They're not afraid to tell you because you're going to silence them
Right.
Mhm.
that hurt me, or I didn't like that, or I felt uncomfortable.
Right.
So I say that to say I think it is generational. I don't know if it stems more in minority families.
I
wish,
was literally just about to say that,
Girl.
okay? And Alec, don't take offense, okay? Alec is our engineer, okay?
Yes.
We could not do this
We love
without
Alec,
you. We
though.
love
Alec,
Alec.
yeah.
is cool.
But I come from a Hispanic family.
Yes.
Okay, you come from a Black family.
Mhm.
Family. I will say that when I went to my white friends' houses, okay, they could say and do whatever.
Yes.
There was
No consequences.
No consequences.
I have someone from our childhood that
I
came to
know.
mind. Can you look at me and tell me who I'm thinking about?
Yes. I was like, I would be like, oh my gosh, is nothing going to happen? Is nothing going to
Yeah.
happen?
Right.
Because you could just not even fathom even raising your voice to a certain level. You know, it was just you knew what you could and couldn't do. That's not to say all white households. Those were just some of the
Most.
households that I experienced
No offense.
and
Most.
encountered,
Mhm.
you know, and, you know, some of which were like, wow, that's cool. Or that was like, dang, that was like downright disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
my butt would have got beaten and buried in the backyard with no questions asked, you know? So,
Easily.
yeah.
Like before you even got to finish that sentence,
Snatched up.
your jaw was getting tested. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. And there's so many different dimensions that you can go. You can take it, maybe it's like from a certain upbringing standpoint.
Right.
Was it from a certain race of family that does things differently?
Mhm.
I feel like from my parents, and my parents are older, you know, I think it's generational trauma
Okay.
that stems even from like slavery times,
Mhm.
because, you know, you hear this all the time, like Black
Right.
people were oppressed and we have certain trauma that we have to unpack. And I think that at this point in 2025, we need to start unpacking it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're no longer victims of what was done to us. We are victims of the captivity of our mind.
Right.
And when we finally realize that this is so powerful and we stop operating in that victim mindset, we will be so much further along. I really feel that way.
That's actually beautifully said, Destiny, because I actually wanted to bring that up in our last episode. You know, because my grandfather, he came over illegally. He was an illegal immigrant, had nothing, you know, started from ground zero, didn't have like anybody to kind of like pave the way for him. He truly paved the way for himself. And it's that mentality that you're talking about. It's that I'm not a victim. I'm going to outwork the system.
Yeah.
And he was just able to like empower himself through the mind that God gave him. And he was just able to capitalize on that. Your mindset is everything.
It
Absolutely.
is.
So
It's a terrible thing to waste. And
yeah.
man, shout out to, and I kind of knew that background a little bit, but shout out to your lineage for that. I come from some strong hustlers and power players in our family as well.
100%.
And it's not to discredit or take away from those experiences. Slavery was a real thing.
Right.
But black people, African Americans, were not the only ones enslaved. You know?
It was all over the world.
It was all over the world.
Yeah.
So when we really dive into the history
Mhm.
of it, we're rightful in our trauma. We are. I'm just saying that progression is powerful.
Right.
And you have to be willing to say, you know what, that I experienced that happened to me, but this is how I'm going to break this generational curse. So if my mom, and I'm talking about my great grandma, okay, let's taking it down the line. If my mom, speaking from my grandma's standpoint, did not hug me,
Right.
let me try to be the better example on how to hug on my kids. So then whenever my daughter has her daughter, she's going to be squeezing and kissing on her. So then by the time she has her daughter,
Right.
it's like
It's
they're
already-
joined at the hip.
Yeah.
They have twin telepathy going on. That's the
That's
point that I'm
beautiful.
making, that I
I
would just
feel
love
like
to see
honestly, because y'all are making great points from like the women's aspect of it. I feel like as a Black man with the love languages, the mental health, the trauma, and all the other stuff, growing up, we weren't allowed to show certain feelings. You get what I'm saying? As a Black man, if you cried, what was mama, grandma, big brother, dad gonna say? Boy, you better stop fucking crying before I give you something to cry about. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
automatically, I don't get to express certain feelings. You get what I'm saying? So as I get older, I have to suppress these feelings and suppress these feelings and suppress them. And then I have to show emotions in different ways. So to our point of love languages and all of this other good stuff, mines are limited. You know what I'm saying? A woman is going to get hugged and told she's this and that. And yeah, my people told me certain things and made me feel a certain way, but they brought me up to the world is not going to treat you like this. So when you meet certain people, I had to relearn a lot of things. I'm like, man, I don't want my family to act like this. Like, if my son is crying, I'm like, you know what, son, it's all right. Shit, nigga, I want to cry too sometimes. Like, at 26 years old, bro, I want to cry too. And I come from a family of men that show their emotions, and they are big men. And it's like, damn, this might be okay. You know, and I try to present myself that way as, okay, look, I'm a black man. I look a certain way. I'm educated. I work hard. I do right by people, man. Look, I cry. I'm mad, sad, happy, upside down, left and right. I'm like everyone else.
Right.
I'm no lesser of a man because I feel like this. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to hug my brother or my friend or my aunt or Kaylee, I'm going to hug you. Hey, look, I'm proud of you. Keep going on what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't care about, well, this generation, because I mean, I do understand my dad and my grandfather, which is, you know, your father. They're a different type of man. My grandfather, stiff. Very stiff. I called him yesterday, man, look, I love you, man. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? And now as he gets older, he, you know, kind of, I said, Grandpa, you getting soft in your older years. Yeah. You never talked like this. I just got to keep it on his mind. And even with my dad, I saw him the other day. When I'm leaving, I'm like, all right, Pop, I'm out. He like, all right, man, get up and hug me, man. Like, God, man, come on. Like, what are we doing?
What's the problem here?
Yeah, what are we doing? But that's me breaking that curse. Like, if I see my nephew, if I see my little brother, my older brother, my son when I have one, my dad, my grandfather, look, when I leave, give me a hug.
Right. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because Logan, and he's my only son, I make it a point to go out of my way to nurture him extra. Just because I feel like men and even like little boys, even with Logan being able to express himself in a space that we've created, he also sometimes just naturally just doesn't want to talk about it. And you know, I just make it a point to go out of my way to nurture him extra. So he knows that, hey, like your feelings, you're welcome to express them. Talk to me about it. However you feel, like you don't have to harbor it in. Right. You do heal a lot through your children. Like you also, I've learned that healing myself and giving my kids what they needed that I never had, not necessarily financial or even like materialistic things, but just being heard, it heals me so much inside. So
absolutely, because I'm not gonna lie, as a man, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough because I think a strong man needs every aspect. Men's life is a little harder than women's, absolutely, in my opinion, because it's, if you're biblical, it's God, man, woman, then the children. If you're biblical.
I'm biblical.
So,
I agree.
As a man, we're the leader. We're the one that we could be going through hell and hot water.
Right.
I got to put it on for my wife. I got to put it on for the kids. And I also got to go out in this world and make something of myself. And as a black man, make it home tonight. You get what I'm saying? It's situations that I'm presented with, and I'm like, man, I want to just... I'm about to lose it. I'm about to fucking lose it. Right. I really am. But I can't. You get what I'm saying? So imagine, and that's me being, I think, raised properly. Imagine if a man wasn't raised in that situation where he saw dysfunction, toxic masculinity. Every time a man get mad, he's ready to punch a hole in the wall. He's ready to fight someone. He's ready to yell. He's ready to this. He's ready to that. Instead of someone telling him, hey, look, first of all, calm your ass down. Second of all, relax. Let's talk about it. Why are you feeling like this?
Right.
Why are you upset right now? Who did it?
Right.
Why? Okay, you're crying. I have a nephew, and my nephew, smart Landon. He's a smart little kid. Cute, adorable. Yeah. When he come and spend nights in my home, I correct him in the proper way I think is possible. You're gonna cry. That's the best way you express how you feel. You can't physically tell me everything that's going on. Like the other day for Christmas, his shirt was too tight. Uncle D, my shirt is making me itch. In my mind, I'm like, take it off. take it off. Yeah. He's crying. My shirt is making me itch. Oh my God, Uncle D, I'm so uncomfortable. I took him upstairs. I said, look, you're going to be uncomfortable in life. And this is a true story. I said, you're going to be uncomfortable in life. Yeah.
He was crying.
Yeah, he was crying.
We were looking at him like, what's wrong with him?
But as a black man, I had three options. I could have got really mad. Yeah. I could have ignored it.
Right.
Or I could have talked to him. And he's 5. When he's 26, he's going to remember that Uncle D talked to me when I was crying that one time. You get what I'm saying? Because I still
Absolutely.
remember when I'm 5, like, now, this uncle whooped me for having my shoelaces untied. He could have
Right.
just told me how to tie my shoes.
Right.
But it starts, what you was talking about your brother, when you talk about your family, it starts when you're young, that foundation. I took him upstairs. Look, man, look, when your shirt is tight, man, look, if I'm not there, take it off. Put another one on.
Right.
Always bring an extra one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not yelling at you. I'm not cursing at you because I don't want you to start thinking that's how people are supposed to talk to you. You're not supposed to be wired that, okay, I don't understand unless you're yelling at me because that's what my family did.
Right.
That's a love language. I'm used to. Now I'm yelling at you. Now I'm yelling at you. Every time I have a problem, I'm yelling at you.
Yeah.
Why are you doing? That's your love language.
Mm.
There's more than 5 love languages. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
It's more than 5.
That's crazy. I'm so, like, I tell this to Logan all the time. It's funny that you're bringing this up. I told him the other day, you know, as a man, when you grow up, I was like, Logan, you're going to have to learn how to solve problems.
Yes.
A family's going to depend on you if you choose to have a wife and kids. It's going to be your job to make sure that you can, you know, go through your emotions, but also, like, too, don't, like, sit in them and be able to go out and, like, create solutions. So, yeah, I mean, I think that speaking to a child and trying to teach them, that is a very important piece of that, is, like, showing the examples, like, hey, here's how you fix it.
Yeah.
That's how kids learn, you know? But yeah, and we had to unlearn everything.
Girl, I'm over here stiff as a board.
Right, that's just like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, well, because first of all, both of y'all speaking from perspectives with children and being involved and being examples is so true. But what you just said about being a problem solver, surviving in this world alone, even if you don't decide to have a wife and kids, if you only have yourself, you're still going to have to learn how to solve the problems that you're faced with. And that's something that I deal with. I am unwed. I have no children. I'm a dog mom. Love being a dog mom.
Shout out to Sassy.
I know. She's so cute.
But yes, there's been many situations that I've been faced with that I had to unlearn. And this is no strike against my upbringing.
Right.
I had a wonderful upbringing. I grew up wealthy with access and drove nice cars, Benzes, Rolexes, anything I could imagine. But some of those emotional, regulatory lessons that I should have learned, I can't say that I always got those. And I can't say that I didn't. So what I would do, I would kind of shut down. I wasn't more of the erratic, yelling, fighting. I don't really like all that kind of stuff. And at the point that you really get me to a point where I'm having to yell at you or even really just confront you one too many times about the same thing, we don't really need to be around each other. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't really like that. We don't need to be around each other making one another miserable. So for me, I would shut down and just be like, well, you know, I don't know what to do. And I'm sad. And also I'm suppressing that I'm sad because I wasn't able to be super vocal that I'm sad without it coming with some type of reprimand, you know?
Right. Well, you didn't have and I don't want to say that you didn't have a right to be sad. I can relate because we grew up with
so much
wealth. And, like, what are you complaining about? Why are you crying in the first place, you know? It's where that, I feel like that our parents' generation, like,
they feel that way. You have food to eat, you have a roof over your head, you have clothes on your back. What are you not happy about?
Exactly.
And they're right.
Yeah.
They're absolutely
right.
They are.
That's what I'm saying. This is not to discredit all of the wonderful things that my parents did because I wanted for nothing.
Right.
I wanted for nothing. And we not only did we eat, we ate well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I cannot say that necessarily that it was wrong. I just think that
a different approach,
and their emotional maturity could have been further along the way. But that's when I spoke about the generational curses that are real and the things that people, you know, have had to deal with. And I can guarantee y'all this. There's some stories that our parents have that they have not read out loud.
Oh, absolutely not.
I know mine.
You know, they haven't told us
They'll take it to the grave.
They will. Yeah. And that really is the generation that will take the stuff to the grave.
Our generation is messy. We'll talk, girl, you heard this? Yeah.
Hey, sis. You
yeah,
know?
Bro, you never gonna believe this.
Yes. But they didn't operate in that realm. And the world was different.
It was. We're so lucky to have the technology and resources that we have today. away just from our phone.
Yes.
And just to be able to freely access, let me follow this therapist, let me follow this psychologist or whatever.
Right.
You know, and just kind of, you know, take note of what they're doing. You know, I feel like our parents didn't really have that.
And they didn't have the platform. Like to
Yeah.
even say the access to resources, they didn't have the platform to start speaking up. I mean, how did we start a podcast? Let's be honest, because we saw someone else do it.
Right.
We saw someone else influence us to say, you know what? I got some shit to say too. And we got on that podcast and started talking.
Right, give me a mic.
Alec, hook my mic up. So it's like
It's a fact, though.
But you know, and they didn't have that.
Right.
It took their prominent leaders in their communities that maybe stood up, and that might have been 1 in 10, and now it's 100 and 1,000.
You know, that makes me think about
What's that?
how everyone kind of agreed that they taught us to like kind of just be quiet. You have everything, be quiet. They were silenced as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now kids nowadays are more vocal because we can be. We have microphones. We have phones. Like you said, they had to go tell a politician and riot. They had to burn down a building to get their point across.
Yeah.
I can go, this video, when it blows up, it can reach millions and millions of people, and we're sitting in a studio in the middle of Houston. And I could send this out and somebody in Detroit could see it.
Right.
For them, they were silenced. Like, if I can't scream as far as past 288, you know what I'm saying? So like the information didn't travel, so it's like they probably was like, man,
they were only exposed to what they were exposed to,
and repercussions.
Right.
Let's talk about repercussions.
Absolutely.
The worst we could maybe get is someone talking noise in our comment section.
Yeah.
My parents
killed.
are older, so I don't even know. I don't think that they definitely were in the discrimination where it was whites and coloreds type of timeline. But my mom maybe saw her mom. Oh, you're talking noise,
right?
Yeah.
You might get lynched over here. You might get you might really get beat, or you might lose everything, or someone's coming and knocking at your door and really threatening your livelihood and the safety and protection of your family. Think about the trauma that can endure.
Yeah.
So
I can remember my dad saying something like, "Don't get involved." You know, and our generation like advocates for other people that we don't even know.
Yeah.
You know?
No, for real. We'll defend somebody that we never met.
Yeah.
Truly.
My mom would even say this, like, girl, if you see a fight, you need to run.
Yeah.
People always want to go look and see. No, you need to be going the opposite direction of the fight. What do? Pull our phones out. Hey, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah. Somebody on live, baby. I'm outside the
World
birthday
star.
party, man.
Somebody's gonna need this footage.
No, I'm telling you, they were silenced. They weren't able to say certain things. They
Mm.
couldn't tell their parents how they felt about certain things. They
different
couldn't tell
world.
a white man how they felt about
world.
things. We get outside, man. Look, all y'all got me
Okay.
for real, and I'm
Yeah.
standing on that. And you heard what I said.
Yeah.
All y'all got me messed up right now. You get what I'm? They didn't have that privilege, so they're
Right.
teaching their kids.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Privilege.
They didn't have that
Yes.
privilege, so hey, look, baby, you need
That's
to be
why
quiet.
they identify us as privileged. You should be grateful. This is a privilege. You are privileged.
Which I understand as well. Like
I
I don't,
get it too.
I don't shame my parents. Like I am so grateful and I love them
can't.
to death. Yeah, I love
can't.
them.
Man, it's
You
all
know?
like they did, good job.
Yeah.
Both of y'all, truthfully, and it's always pros and cons to it.
Right,
Every
exactly.
parent, you know what I'm saying?
I love
And
my parents.
Me too. We just learn from their mistakes and we just do better. That's the goal, right? It's to always do better. Do better by your neighbor, do better by your kids, your partner,
Yeah.
whoever it may be, someone that you don't know. So these are all good lessons and things to take from. But
We started
Love
talking about
languages
love.
to politics.
We just took y'all to school.
No, for real,
That's what
hey.
that old school G-code parenting does.
We
just
giving y'all
took
some
it-
free game. It started off as love language.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now it's this, and you
it's
know
all
what?
kind of intertwined.
It is.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, why we not charging them for this though? Like we just gonna give it out for free. You
I
know what? This
know.
is free game.
It
If
is.
you hearing this, you're welcome.
Yeah, the
You're
game
welcome.
is
Right.
definitely sold.
It'll
not
come
told.
back.
Yeah.
You're
always
welcome.
does.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. So I want to ask y'all something. In a relationship, if y'all had to choose one love language and rock with it forever, which one would y'all choose?
Oh, acts of service.
Acts of service. You said that very quick.
Okay.
Right, me too. I'm like,
acts
damn.
of service.
Right, might be a
Acts of
car
service.
tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said before, I thought I would want somebody who was more touchy, like no, or
Yeah.
words of affirmation, and I love that. Like for myself, like I do words of affirmation for me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's nice to hear it from my partner. But if I had to choose one
Yeah.
to receive, it would be acts of service. That
Acts of
makes
service.
that's a game changer in my day to day. People won't even go out of their way to do something small for somebody that they love. Like, and so when you have a partner that like goes out of their way, I'm like, damn, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Like, you know, it's grown me as a woman, as a mother, as a partner.
That's
So,
powerful.
That is. I feel
appreciate
that. I feel that. I think I would say the same. I mean, not that y'all technically asked me what my love languages are.
I ask everyone. I even want to know Alex's opinion.
I wanted
I
a
ask
special
everyone.
introduction. So, Destiny.
Hold on.
Okay, there you go.
Miss Destiny, if you had to choose one, what would your love language be? I'm sorry, I just had to give her own introduction.
No, you're totally
Thank you.
fine.
See, I like words of affirmation. I like all of that
We
good
know.
stuff. I think I would say, though, acts of service as well. And I agree with Kaylee's point that it was over time, because growing up, I think I would have been more like physical touch and words of affirmation. I wanted to definitely hear that, like, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. Now that I've gotten older, I really do think it takes a lot to recognize what a person needs and want to be proactive in providing and meeting those needs. And like words of affirmation, now God has been so good to me, and in my mental capacity, I can big myself up. I do. I say I'm the shit all the time to myself. Like I'm not boastful to everybody, not all the time necessarily, but in my mind, oh yeah, every day I wake up in my universe, I am the shit here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day.
As you
So that is like, that's something I can do for myself. Quality time. I like to spend time with myself. Honestly, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't go as far as to say as I'm a loner, but I enjoy my alone time. I will go eat by myself. I go shop by myself. Like I was at what was it called? Well, I don't know if you could say it online, but I was at a bar off 288. If you're from Houston, you know the spot. They're like right across the street from each other, and it was popping in there, right? I was by myself, and this is something I've dealt with over years, where women, when it was first like introduced, now plenty of women do this. I was out by myself, and the girls that I was talking to, I bought some shots for everybody and was like, let's turn up, right? They were like, you're here by yourself? That's how the conversation started. Really, no, the girl flipped her braids and hit me in the eye. And like, she looked around like to see like, does she got backup? And I was like, girl, it's cool. I'm just in here trying to have fun. I get it. And your braids are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I'm sure you did not do that intentionally. I want to take a shot. So we started talking, and they were like, are you here by yourself? Like, yes, I love my alone time. Like, I love my quality time. Yes, baby, I am at the bar. Like, give me two more. Yeah. I'm in this thing by myself.
I think that's a Cancer trait, is it not?
It may be.
I think so.
But no, I love my one deep energy. So like that, acts of service, doing something for me, helping me complete a task, seeing that I am in need of something. Like, you know what, you looked really overstimulated today. Let me go ahead and get dinner ready. Or I ordered dinner. I'm Uber eats you some food to your house. Those type of things. Oh my gosh.
Yes, absolutely. What? You will get everything that you want in return.
Everything.
Okay.
And you know,
Kaylee,
so I have to say something really quick. We were talking once before about men
oh Lord, yeah,
that have that attitude.
What attitude?
I love it. I already know where you're going with this, but go ahead, continue.
Wait, fill me in. What attitude?
The attitude of the alpha male that provides this space for you to operate in, and you have everything that you need. I give you cars, I give you clothes, I give you clothes, I give you food. You live in a lavish home, and all of I meet your needs.
But even to that extent. I mean, I'm not dripped in jewels per se. But,
I want to be dripped and dipped, baby.
I mean, I'm not arguing. You know, but honestly, when you have a man that has that like persona, that very masculine energy, like what you're stressed, I got you. What you need something, I got it. What you're overstimulated, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh my god,
you can get it,
you know, all of it, whatever you want on a silver platter.
This might be a little too gross.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
This might be a little too gross.
I was just listening.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I want to say, you know, and I'll be transparent with you guys. You know, for a very long time, I didn't want any more than 2 children. I was pretty much done. But with Brandon being such a great partner and such a great father, it was something that he was overly expressing, over a course of time. And, like I said, as I got older and I was, realizing like what he wanted, even though it wasn't something that I typically wanted. And maybe some women might be like, wow, like really, like you just decided to do something that you didn't want to do. But when you have someone that's deserving and you love them and you honor and you respect them and they are to that standard, I mean, you'll be surprised what you'll do for that person.
Yeah.
So distance. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would say like, I'm very attracted to my man who is very overly masculine and who is overly like confident. And he is, people may be like, oh, he's arrogant or he's self-righteous or, I mean, whatever, it works for me. Like I like
most men are arrogant though. I mean, you're supposed to be. Shit.
I know, I know, but that can sometimes look to be as a negative.
This is the thing. You're being materialistic and arrogant, and you're not coming with the materials.
Okay,
that's when it's unattractive.
Exactly.
Yeah, something's missing.
If you are arrogant and you talk your stuff, but you also are a provider, and when I say provider, I mean on all. I don't even have to think on what needs to be done. You already know what needs to be done. As a matter of fact, you already have it done.
Yeah.
That is whenever you get that woman into full submission.
Yes. And Brandon, and by no means, he's not a millionaire. Like, and that's not the message.
That was my next
that
question.
Is
How
not,
much do a man needs to make?
No. We were in the trenches when we first had Hayden. We had nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. And, he did, land a good job and had opportunity and he grew and I stuck with him through all of that. And I could tell you that if you are a man who is, like I said, just delivering in those aspects, someone who's a good father, someone who is a good example, someone who's honest, someone who is loyal.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have a woman that'll die for you.
Yes.
Like, I mean, this
isn't all about money.
Yeah, it's not all about money.
I don't think it's all about money. I just say this as a man because I ran into a couple situations that, when I speak on numerous episodes of my own podcast about this one, I think women don't like a man in the process. Definitely women around my age because I'm in the process. No, I'm not making this about me whatsoever. I'm just going to tie it in. You said when we first got together, we didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? Most women would have vanished at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to live like this. I'm not going to do this. Not saying anything about y'all
okay,
situation.
And my next question, not to cut you off, would to challenge you on what type of women you're seeking out. Because that could be, and people don't want to admit that.
No, that's great.
I say this and I've experienced this with friends, like when they're having hard times in relationships. Well, what men are you seeking out and where are you meeting them and how are you meeting them and what are y'all doing? That plays a lot. And you're going to be able to know who you're dealing with. And not only that, it's a choice.
Absolutely.
Brent and I chose, we chose to have Hayden when we didn't have to. That was a conversation that we had, and I chose to have Hayden. He told me, and it probably would have made a difference. But I will say that, with him being so committed and him being like, hey, I'm committed, I'm ready, let's do it. I was like, all right, my choice is whatever you're giving, I'm matching. Yeah. So you need to and this is where we talk about it has to be like accountability on both sides. You have to be able to deliver whatever it is that you want. You have to be able to give.
Absolutely. And to your point, I want to ask you a question. What type of women was I seeking out? That was the past. You know what I'm saying? that was back then.
Good answer because Auntie been around and
she
some
knows.
of the choices have been questionable.
Okay, well if it's
Very
in the past,
questionable.
it's in the past.
No, but I mean that's what I'm speaking on.
Okay.
Because
This
I mean
taste is
I could.
excellent now.
Oh, my
Okay,
taste
good.
is exquisite. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Like delicious. You know?
Right.
I need a bib. My taste is. But I'm saying, as a man, this is what I've learned. You got to learn what you don't want to understand what you do want. You get what I'm saying? So, I've saw certain men and how they lead, how they provide, how they run their household. So, okay, as a young man, I'm only 26. What do I have to really offer you right now? You get what I'm saying? I could have a lot to offer you, and that's why I brought up your comment of if I can't offer you anything, well, I'm not gonna say anything, I offer a lot, but if I can't offer you everything right now, are you still willing to ride with me? Do you think, not y'all, but do a woman see a man and like, okay, I see the potential. I see that he can get a certain life for me, him, and our small little family, and that's a life I'm okay to live with. You get what I'm saying? And I've dealt with people in the past that I'm like, I don't want you by my side when it's all said and done, because I'm the type of man, I know where I'm going to be at.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And it may sound crazy to you right now, but I see a certain vision that this is where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to live like this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to drive like this. I'm going to have this much money saved. I'm going to have this much land. Going to have these businesses. And it sounds crazy. If it does, you're not for me. If that sounds achievable, I'm with you.
Right.
But also, to y'all point, I'm a good man in the process. I'm not out here with 4, 5, 6 different baby mamas. You're not having women calling your phone, hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got your man over here. No, you're not having that. I'm not out till 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Right.
I'm going to work. I'm paying some bills. I'm coming home. I'm helping you cook. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But certain women, which I'm glad to have, women that's talking as powerful as y'all are, because it's some out there that truly will destroy a man. And have him.
No.
I've had one told me, if you don't, I was in college on my junior year. You're not making $100,000 right now. I'm not listening to you.
We've talked about that.
What?
We did.
What do you mean?
You're speaking so much truth to power, because we really did talk about that, and it's
and
sad.
It tears us down. It's like, well,
Right.
I mean, it tears other men down, because it's like, damn, like, am I not worthy of a wife?
No,
am I not worthy of children?
No, you are. You 100% are. Like, and this is, I mean, we've talked about this, where it's sometimes women have to be realistic and meet a man where he's at.
Yeah.
And if he is someone of good character with moral value, who has the same goals aligned and the things that you want, stick by him. Because I'm going to tell you, the ratio out here is 1 to 5. Okay.
It is.
So guess what?
It's horrible on both ends.
You might just end up alone with the mindset that you have if, you're over here not making $100,000. Well, when you're 80 years old and you don't have anyone by your side, that who do you have to blame? Okay.
Exactly.
And so I will say, like, I do hear a lot of this, with men struggling to find partners because they are in their process. But I do think that, for men who are in their process, to just truly dive into that. I think that instead of seeking women, just take that energy and put it into whatever your goals are. I tell my brother is like 31, and he's just like, I want a family, I want a wife, I want kids, but again, struggling kind of like the same way that you are. And I'm just like, dude. Huh?
That I was struggling.
No, that you were. That you were.
I'll let you know.
No, I get you. I'm just
I mean, he wants a wife, and he wants those things.
Absolutely.
And he just sometimes feel like, okay, well, am I not worthy because I'm not making over $100K a year,
Right.
And so what I tell him, I just tell him, like, look, bro, like, you just focus on you.
Absolutely.
Like, you focus on your goals, where you want to be. Like, don't let the outside noise dictate.
If I could speak to your brother, I hope he watches this video, because as a man, it's so hard. It really is. And I'm 26, and I feel like I'm running out of time. I'm like, man, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, and I gotta have this. But I'm like, man,
No.
I can relax. You know what I'm saying? But the world goes back to my conversation earlier. The world puts so much pressure on a man.
Absolutely.
It's like, I want to have it this way, this way, this way, this way. And if I'm not doing it, we don't get pats on the backs. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
women get pats
We're
on the
trying to
back.
change that.
We
We're
are.
trying to give pats on the
This is
backs.
why we're
to the
on
men.
Hace's podcast.
Okay, exactly.
Where we empower women
and uplift men. Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
just saying, and this ain't no sentimental thing, because I get my pats on the back. I feel very confident and highly in who I am as a man, but it was times that I didn't.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it took a village around me, and I had to surround myself with certain people that I'm like, man, I feel. Shout out to my aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a woman to build a man up. You know what I'm saying? It don't always have to be a relationship.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I built you up in certain aspects. Like,
Community.
man,
Yeah.
it takes a community. So I took that and put that into my own relationship. Like, man, you know what? It's okay. I'm a correctional officer at a prison. It's okay. I do podcasts on the side. I do photography. I don't have to make $1 million right now. I'm a good person. I do my business. I'm not out here hurting anyone.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
But what is your happy? It's a lot. Man, look, it's
I mean,
a lot.
we can talk
It's a lot. but men go through that all the time, though, because we see, and then we're scrolling. We're seeing our friends getting married. We see this person having kids. We see this baddie with BBLs, and it's certain things, and when we get rejected, y'all can go somewhere and 1,000 men could approach y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
think?
oh girl, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Y'all can go somewhere. Y'all can go somewhere, and 4 men, I take my wallet out. Y'all, we can go out to eat right now. I'll walk away, and y'all two can get 4 men to buy y'all a drink. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or just offer just a conversation. You get what I'm saying? What does that do to your mindset? A man, we go places. People, damn near invisible sometimes. If I don't,
or if you are visible, they're thirsty.
they're thirsty. So
the
it's
girls
like
are coming up, mouth dry as hell, holding the same drink she's been holding for an hour. Like, hey, you ain't gonna buy a drink. Like, boo, you buy yourself a drink.
Exactly. But what does that do to a man's mindset? Like, damn, I'm only good if I'm providing money for you. I'm only good if I'm helping you with this.
It is.
So it's just a lot that I'm rambling, but it's a lot that goes into a man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I speak that to Logan. I tell that I'm very transparent with Logan. I tell him all the time, it is going to be harder for you than it will be for your sisters. I was like, I love you to death. Your dad and I are here. You have support. You are loved. Like, but, when we have these standards or we have these expectations, it's because we love you. We're trying to set you up for success.
Absolutely.
And to your point, yeah, we are very transparent about that. That way, you're not shocked in the world when you go out and you're just like, oh my gosh, this world does not favor me. Yeah. But he has community. He has us. So to lean back on, and I think that is very important. Men need community. I was just in a text message yesterday. It's so funny about speaking okay, so I'm getting married in May. So thank you. So I was talking to one of the groomsmen and he was asking me about Brandon. He was like, hey, like, by the way, what's Brandon's schedule? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Like, Brandon's got some free time. Like, he needs like his boys, his community. Like, I know he misses y'all. He's like, okay, great. So like, I just know, like, even though Brandon may not voice like maybe something that he needs, like a group, like community, like a best friend, it is so important for men to have that. Men need a bestie. Men need another man to where they can just like, hey bro, like, can I talk to you for a second? And I think that is essential to a man's growth. So community is such a big thing. Yeah.
I believe men need to feel like they're important.
Absolutely.
They need to feel like they are heard. Women, I think the sooner that we are able to stop always hyper focusing on our own needs and just at least listening to what the man's needs are, we will be able to understand each other. But that's the thing. We don't want to listen to one another. We just want to. It's all about the self. It's all about self. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. I think that whenever you really do take time and you pour your love and goodness, if you have it, into a man, you will watch him blossom. Now, that's on him and his character if he takes those things that you give him and goes off and starts another family or whatever the case may be. You can't control that. And I feel like a lot of women fear operating in that love language of acts of service because so many of them have done that, and guess what? The man burned off on them. But that is not a testament to who you are as a woman. That shows who he was as a man. And maybe you gave to the wrong man, but that's the beauty in being a woman and having that power and that nurturing side of yourself. You could do that all day long if you really try. It's just it's just
in us.
It's in us. It's naturally it's in us to be that way. Sometimes situations turn us to make us bitter and all that stuff like that. But I don't believe in that. I've been through many situations that were not favorable on friends and men and all kind of stuff. I'm still me. I'm still a lover girl at heart. I'm still a giver. I'm still a nurturer. I still want to be the thing in a person's life that makes them believe in goodness and believe in like, man, you know what? There are still good people. It's funny that I just had that thought because in the same space that I was in when I was out with those young ladies, one of the girls was like, basically speaking from a place that she doesn't trust people. She's like, I don't really like women like that. And her friend was saying like, man, I'm so surprised that she spoke to you. Like her hitting you with her hair was the best thing that happened because otherwise she would have sat next to you all night thinking you were so beautiful and would not have said a word. And I was just like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I turned him up. I was like, you know what, girl, you don't have to go around thinking that everybody wants something from you.
Right.
Some people are out here in this world operating from a loving, giving space.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
while we're talking about the languages that we like to receive, that's one that I like to put out. I want to be a giver and just like a good person and just make sure I'm operating in a loving space at all times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
I can see that for you, though. I could definitely see that for you.
Thank you.
I can see the growth. I want to piggyback off something I said earlier. This is not trying to make these niggas pacified and it's all about us. No.
Right.
I think it's equal. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get caught up in, oh, men need this and I need a hug and tell me I'm beautiful. Nah. I do
bring
that.
the masculinity back.
Yeah. I got a little soft for a second. You know what I'm saying? No, I do that for my women as well. Women. I'm just saying. I do that for my woman as well.
Yeah.
Like, baby, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, girl, you know what I'm saying? Let me cook. I ain't gonna lie. I don't cook too much. I was frying chicken the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had that. I didn't grill some fish. You know what I'm saying? I ran your bath water, put some little Epsom at the bottom. Like,
you be doing that?
I put the Epsom at the bottom. Yeah.
I'm
just saying. I put the Epsom at the bottom of the tub with the little music.
That's all acts of service.
Exactly.
But I had to learn that for her because I wasn't acts of service. You know what I'm saying? So this is not trying to,
just for the man.
This is not just for the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be.
Speak to it.
It needs to be on both sides. It truly does because, like, okay, for your parents, your mama can't love you more than your daddy do, so you can't receive one side. It got to be even. Everything is balanced. If your woman doing all this for you, hey, man, you kind of need to do all of that for her because
Step up your game.
I've been spoiled by a woman before, and I've shared this with you, and I kind of got complacent. Like, oh, I just expect her to wake up and make breakfast for me. I'm the man.
Yeah.
And then she got like, okay.
She stopped.
She stopped.
She stopped.
You didn't have to put that out there, but she stopped.
Did, and he called me. He was like, Auntie. Like, I was like, shoot.
I was tripping, but I got comfortable. I got comfortable, and I want to speak on that for a lot of men. Like, we get comfortable. If we got a good lady beside us, you know what I'm saying, speaking life into us, the family likes her. She's a beautiful woman. She's doing this, and I'm sure y'all can contest to this. Men get comfortable. Like, man, I'm spoiled. Shit. Dinner. Like, why is it not here yet? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? It's 7.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, this not what she don't work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to go through that. I really have. And I appreciate a good woman just as much as I want to be appreciated as a good man.
That's good. That's good. I will say I'm expressive. I'm Latina. So, like, if there is something that I'm bothered by, we're going to talk about it. You know? You know, or if I feel like, look, we're going to talk about this, okay?
I am too. That might not just be Latina. I think that's cancerous because we like to say what's on our chest and speak about it. But D-Love, I think that was a really great way to kind of curtail and summarize what it's like from a man, but also considering the woman. That was really mature.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
I love my beautiful women. I ain't gonna say just black. I love all. You know, obviously I deal with.
Oh God.
I'm just saying though, because beautiful women are rare.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, and not just not just physical. Like on the inside. Like, of course I like a physical type of person, but on the inside as well, there's a lot of nasty people out here.
Oh, I know.
So I mean, I definitely
authenticity.
Yeah, I definitely, and then mama like her too. So
yeah,
that's good. That's awesome.
You know,
that's awesome.
We gonna leave that. I ain't gonna put your business out
there.
Yeah,
please don't.
I don't like my business to be put on.
Yeah, honestly, let's edit this part out. Let's do another take. No, I appreciate what you said. I really do.
Yeah, really D-Love, I just want to thank you so much. I've really enjoyed, and I know, well, Kaylee, you could speak for yourself, but I'll say for my behalf, we have enjoyed having you today on the show with us and hearing your perspective and enlightening us on from the men's side.
Mm-hmm. We love that.
Very intrigued by what it really means to to love and to feel love and to be loved. That you really spoke truth to power. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here today.
I appreciate y'all having me. I really do. I learned a lot from y'all today. I'm not gonna lie.
Good.
Like, God be the glory. Like it was a reason we was all here today. Like,
that's good.
I appreciate y'all. I really
we appreciate you being here. But before we close out, I did get us a little surprise. Okay. Ooh. Thankfully, I ordered it before TikTok was shut down. I ordered the Bubs candy. It's the viral candy that has been going viral for like the last couple months now. Apparently, the texture is supposed to be bomb. The flavors are supposed to be bomb. It's a little bit of sour, a little bit of sweet. Supposedly, it's supposed to be better than traditional American candy, but we're going to test it out. We're going to see. We're going to rate the flavors. We're going to see what the hype is all about. So, Alec.
Oh, Kaylee.
Our lovely.
That was so sweet.
Shout out to Kaylee.
Okay, look, I already opened it. Okay, I couldn't wait. Okay, so the sour one is the green and yellow one up top, which is also my favorite.
Green and yellow?
This one right here.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take both of them.
Whoops. Okay, well, I got 2. So, yeah, we each need to try something different.
Okay, this one's the cotton candy.
Oh yeah, let me get that one.
Okay, this is the cotton candy. It's sour. Here, just I should have brought tongs, but sorry, y'all.
Nah, you good.
These are so cute. Kaylee is so thoughtful, y'all. This is why I love her, because she's just
Yeah, this is nice.
such a sweet.
They did have a super popular one. It's the raspberry one. It's the circle one. It's really good, but they only put one in here, which I'm kind of sad about.
You already ate it?
Huh?
Are we gonna like toast?
We have banana and toffee.
Yeah, I'm holding mine.
You want to try the banana and toffee, Alec?
Mm.
Okay, yeah. That's a unusual flavor. It's this one.
This is really sour.
It's
I'm
right
not
on
gonna
top.
lie, this is
You're
good.
welcome.
Yeah, toffee's my favorite candy, and I love banana.
We have to whisper.
We do.
It's ASMR. Okay, so take a bite.
Already took my bite. It was really sour. Oh.
It reminds me of like sour starburst.
The texture is good, right?
I can hear myself chewing.
Yeah, close your mouth.
I kind of like the whisper. It feels a little sexy.
Right. Alec, being honest.
That's
oh,
okay.
Lord.
Okay,
Swashing.
so this one, I like it. Very sour.
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
So this is my review on this.
These little green mints right here, it's the pear and mint mixed together. It has a little bit of a sour tang to it. It's really good.
Let me try that one.
I love the texture.
Mm-hmm. Which one was this one?
I like that one.
That one is, it just says Bub's Giant Fizzy Skulls.
This has like a clean,
Mm.
like it gives me like I'm in a positive mood now. I don't know why.
This one
I
is,
like this one more.
okay, this one is the Tutti Frutti. But isn't it a little soury? Like,
Oh,
doesn't
very sour.
it?
But Tutti Frutti's good.
Wow.
That's sour.
That's good. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, try the banana and toffee one.
You
Darius.
got that one.
Which one?
Banana and toffee.
The banana and toffee. We want to see your reaction.
Right.
Did all turn and look.
Alec, did you like it? Did you like the banana and toffee?
I actually like the bubblegum more.
Oh, you did? Okay.
You don't like it?
I'm not into the banana.
You're
and
not?
toffee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that was going to be good.
I
I want
like
to try
it.
this
Wow,
one.
it's actually disgusting. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is? You need a napkin?
Yeah, please.
Sour.
We don't have a napkin. Sorry. Gotta handle that. What is this one?
Pear and mint.
Pear and mint.
It's soury.
Oh, it is sour? Okay.
Oh,
Mm.
legit did not like it. Darius, you were not playing.
That was disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
That's
my bad.
0 out of 10. no.
0 out of 10.
Yeah. Rest of them are fire.
This one?
It's good. It tastes like...
It tastes like a memory I had when I was a little kid.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just
Why did
went
I feel
somewhere.
the same thing? That's why I said I had like that's why I said it put me in like a good mood.
Are
Like,
you
I,
for real?
I picture like a clean home and like it's on a Sunday morning and mom's in a good mood.
Not
Like-
a clean home.
Yeah, like mom's in a good mood. You know how you just clean and,
and the
mom,
music's
the
playing.
music blasting.
You
like
might
it
not
put
even
me-
got woke up to clean up this room. She might let you sleep in. That's like the
yeah,
memory.
breakfast cooking. Like it just put me in a good mood.
That one was really good. It's kind of pillowy. It moves very like fluidly through your mouth, if you will.
That's
That
what people
sounds
are
a little-
saying, that it's not as sticky as our candy.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick to your teeth as much, which I do like. 'Cause
That
I
probably
don't
would have
like.
been a much better way to describe it. I don't know what I was trying to say. Fluidly through your
I
mouth.
do experience
Excuse
some
me.
stickiness. So the candy you can buy from TikTok. It's the viral candy. The name of it is called Swedish Bubs Gummy Candy. This is an 18-ounce bag, and believe it or not, you guys, this bag cost me $35.
I give the three I tasted like I am like a good 7.5 out of 10.
I didn't hate them. I think they're all pretty relatively good. My favorite is the tinier ones, the pear and the mint one, or this guy right here who's super sour. Did you try
Oh
it?
yeah.
No, I didn't try that.
You want to try one?
No, I'm okay. That's enough candy for
Are
me
you sure?
today. I like the blue and pink one.
Okay, yeah. Was
The
that
little
sour?
It had a little
twang.
sour, little twang to it.
Okay.
I like the little pear. I did not like the banana and taffy.
Well, y'all, we
This
just
was
want to
fun.
thank y'all. Thank you so much, Kaylee. That was a really sweet treat, of course. 'Cause
Nah,
she's
facts.
just so sweet and sour, which is a cancer trait, I could
It
say.
is. It is.
But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in with us. As we always tell you, we love to connect with you guys. Our handles are below. Comment, like, subscribe. Kaylee handles all of our social media. She's really good at that because I'm not. So kudos to my girl. So she'll probably
Thank you.
tag the candy below.
I will.
for you
I'll go ahead
guys.
and tag it for you guys.
For those of you that still have TikTok, because if you don't, you might not be able to get it. So phone a
Right.
friend if you need it. But
Phone Destiny. She's got one. So-
I do. It's gonna cost so. But anywho, does anyone have anything they want to add before we close out?
I'm good.
I'm good. I think that covers pretty much everything.
The Hey Sis podcast is signing out.
Until next time.